Namaste, everyone. Welcome. Let's find a seat that is comfortable and take a couple of moments to arrive into your seat. If you're still joining, no worries. Make the shifts, the wiggles, the movements that you need to set your legs in a way that they feel comfortable. Invite your palms to rest on your lap. Anywhere there where you feel that you're not holding tension on the shoulders, and feel your bones in contact with the support. Feel also your organs inside your pelvis, perhaps more towards the back of the pelvis, the kidneys. And start bringing the attention and the intention to the breath. As you sit tall, but like I usually invite, a tall, attentive body with a relaxed feel or a relaxed manner. So this is an opportunity to scan from top to bottom the sensations. And as you get to that, then turn a little deeper into the flow of your breath. And let this breath be like a brush that is going perhaps from the top into your belly. And feel the movement of the diaphragm as you breathe in and out. And we are going to add an exercise that it's a little bit of like energetics here. So you're going to bring your palms to face up towards the ceiling and the fingertips almost touching. So I'm showing like this in case you want to check for a second, but I'm letting the palms just rest on my lap. And as I'm inhaling, I'm going to slowly let the palms move up from the pelvic floor or from the pelvis up towards the face. And as I exhale, I turn my palms down and I bring the palms gently down towards the pelvis again. And again, inhaling, palms coming up. Exhaling, bringing them down. Now I know it takes a little while, but I want you to try, and now that you possibly have already your eyes closed like me, to start really connecting the flow or that mini vinyasa, let's say, of the inhalation and the palms coming up, and the exhale and the palms coming down. So it's almost like if you're really sensing the air and the energy moving through the fingers and noticing those sensations in your palms to create the rhythm of the breath and the movement together, which is the essence of the vinyasa practice. And as you do this, the invitation to feel this slow breath being like water, fluid. So we invite this practice to have that fluidity and to move with a soft water-like rhythm. Like I've been explaining in a few of my classes this week, when we think of the breath like water and slow, we are connecting to the energy that is related to softening, slowing down, calming the nervous system. And when we are connected to a fast-paced breath, we are relating it to the element of fire, which brings heat, and it's also connected to the the sympathetic system in a nervous system that has to do with the response of flight or fight, and also with the sensations or the emotions of being anxious or tired or also scared. So we want to, in this mini vinyasa that we are creating with the breath and the palms, to kind of set the tone for the rest of the practice. After the last one, when you come down with the palms, allow them to rest again onto your lap, and try and keep that fluidity and that rhythm, even if it is without the palms, but with the same sensations in your breath. And use your next few exhales to release any stress, any tension, any worries, anything that you may want to choose to release in this moment, let go or drop down to earth, to be held by earth below you instead of you carrying it. Whenever you feel ready, let both your palms to come together, resting on top of your solar plexus or heart center. So instead of the Namaste shape, just one palm on top of the other in front of the heart, and connect with the rhythm again there, this time perhaps sensing the heartbeat, soft face, relaxed jaws. As we set an intention for this practice, a practice supported and held in compassion, loving kindness, the invitation to be a listener and release judgmental thoughts and the need to fix or make anything better than what is in the present moment. If you feel like you want to join me in entering the practice with the Om sound, we bring the palms to the Namaste shape, and then we'll inhale deeply through the nose, big exhale through your mouth, and then we breathe in again. A moment to connect head, hands, and heart, the three together. Releasing the palms when you feel ready, lifting the head and opening the eyes. Welcome, girls. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm moving towards the mat so we can start. If you joined after I gave the prompt, we are again setting a blanket on top of the mat so we can do a few supine exercises to open up, and then I promise you we are going to do some stuff standing as well. But let's go on to our backs. And let's release here for a moment in a supine posture, like if you were coming into Shavasana. And I was telling another group today that I was teaching that this teacher that I follow called T.S. Little, when he starts the practice and he makes us come into this Shavasana-like posture, he says that this is the posture to take pulse. And in a way, what he means is that we have the opportunity, as we are completely held by the floor, the earth, the support, that we can take our pulse, right? But instead of taking the pulse like a doctor-like pulse, we can sense from top to bottom any tingling sensations, any throbbing, any pulsing, any even sensitivities around the neck or the shoulders, and even perhaps when we start really connecting and going deeper into sensations more than thinking, we can pick up even tiny sounds or the movement that we feel inside our guts, the organs, perhaps resetting, and the liquids, let's say, that we have inside our bodies also resetting or settling in. So take a moment for that. We don't usually do it. And give yourself a moment to drop the bones, sinking a little deeper. And then after another breath of that, we'll start today by bending the knees and placing the feet on the mat. And I'm going to keep my feet a little wider than the usual regular setting. And the only thing that I'm going to do here with my arms to the sides or a cactus shape, if you don't have the space, or just out like T-letter, is that I'm going to create a cat-cow-like movement with my pelvis. So not the whole spine, but just the pelvis going into that tilting mode where you feel, right, that you are tilting the pelvis and pressing more firmly with the sitting bones, let's say, into the floor or the back of your pelvis, really. And then I'm tucking the pelvis so I feel my tailbone lifting into my body and even the sacrum lifting off my mat maybe 1 inch. And then again, with the inhale, I'm tilting the pelvis and feeling slowly how that movement starts creating more activity in the joints. And of course, I'm starting to affect the organs that are related to the pelvis. The pelvic floor and the pelvis itself, this, I'm going to say, container is related to water as well. So we try to create a flow again as we breathe and we tilt and then we tuck, let's say, to put it a name, the pelvis back again. So take a few of those, and it doesn't matter if for you the breath moves different or if it's not the usual inhale, exhale, but just try to keep that flow, like I said in the very beginning, fluid and connected to the movement, okay? So it's a different way to practice going a little bit more into the sensations, like I said, and letting ourselves, as we are home and we don't have a lot of visitors watching, perhaps, the opportunity to get into what's happening in that area. So one more. Good, and then resting back again into what it would be the neutral pelvis. And from there, what I'm going to do is to extend my right leg and keep my left knee bent. The same side of the leg that I'm bending, which is my left, but you can choose which one you want. I'm going to bend that elbow and put the hand behind the skull. The other arm can stay to the side. And we're going to create 2 movements, one with the knee, one with the elbow. So I'm going to let the knee and also add the breath, of course, in a flow. So as I inhale, I'm going to let the knee drop into the extended leg and send my elbow that is bent towards the head of my mat. So I'm moving that elbow up and back as the knee is dropping. And then when I'm exhaling, I'm returning to the neutral. It might take a few repetitions until it feels like it's a natural movement. And I'm trying to slide on my mat, right? So I'm not lifting my elbow. I'm just going towards my right side, lifting the elbow up and behind me, and then returning. Let's do 3 more. Inhale and exhale. And repeat 2 more, and I really don't want to say when you inhale and exhale, because the idea is that you get, like I said, a little deeper into this movement and you follow that wave, okay? So don't force it, It's fine if perhaps you do more than the amount that I'm saying, or you go slower and you do a few less. It's all fine. We are activating the side body, the organs, and again, staying close to the sensations. When you come back to the neutral after your last one, give yourself a moment to re-extend your left leg and then take the left elbow to the side if you were doing the same side as me or the one that you chose. Then we go with the opposite side, slowly bending the knee, putting the foot on the mat, and bringing that same side hand behind the head. And now I'm going to move that leg with the breath, opposite side, as the elbow moves up towards the head of my mat. So I'm inhaling, opening up that side, exhaling, coming back. And again, inhale, exhale. Good, add 3 to 4 more. Doesn't matter if it's not the exact same number, just go a few times. And sometimes, like I said, we pick up sensations or tension or places that are a little constricted as we come and go. You can perhaps notice different range of motion in the hips as you let the knee drop. Good, I'll add one more to this, so one more. And then back to center, releasing the arm, releasing the leg. Take a breath here. And then we exhale. Good, now I'm going to bend both knees, placing the feet on the mat, bringing both hands to lace fingers behind the head one more time. And from here, we are going to add the whole spine for the cat-cow. So I'm going to inhale, arching the spine, letting the elbows touch down, opening the chest. I'm exhaling slowly, rounding as I bring the navel in, lift the elbows towards each other. And again, my sacrum is lifting a little bit with that tilt like I did before. And then again, inhaling, we open up, exhaling, rounding. Good, 2 more or 3, again, go with the breath, try to really get into that fluid vinyasa. And it doesn't matter, you don't really need to look at me because what I really want you to do, like I said, is to try and get deeper into your own practice. Tap into your own teacher, your wisdom, and follow how the natural range feels where to go, and then return. Let's add one more wherever you are at. You'll feel perhaps a little bit more of the abdominals, and then returning. Good, I'm going to add a little bit more lateral rotation. So we're going to do the same thing again, inhaling, opening and arching. And when the exhale comes, I'm lifting up again. I'm going to add a few things. So I'm going to one side, bringing the knee, but I'm going to try and keep the other elbow connected to the floor so it helps me stay more grounded. So I'm coming here, then back to center, and releasing. And then again, inhale, exhale, starting to lift. I'm trying to put one elbow down and bring knee to opposite elbow, returning and back. Inhaling, opening up, exhaling again, trying to slowly start finding that rhythm. It does not have to look beautiful. It's not the aim. Opening up, exhale, and slowly getting into that lateral rotation, and then slowly back up to the mat, opening into that arch. We go one more time each side, coming up, slowly back down, and one more. back up and down to the mat. Good. Extend the legs, extend the arms again. Take a moment here. And then make your feet come towards each other and out. So we are windshield wipering, let's say, the legs. And I want you to start like doing it maybe slow, and then you start adding a little bit more movement. So we start activating more inner legs, outer legs, groins. We are getting into the organs. So we are kind of like flashing there. So play a little bit, nobody's watching. So go like in, out several times at the speed that feels you can hold and comfortable, and take a few times. I just heard a click on one knee, so it was good. So the more we do it, sometimes, you know, we get that release into areas that may be a little compacted, okay? So a few more. Then release once you're like, okay, I'm done. Let that settle. Take a breath. Good. And then slowly, today I'm going to add also the knees coming into the chest for a moment. And as you're there, just bring them in. Don't move too much yet. And yes, we're going to do a few circles with the feet. So I'm letting my ankles draw circles one way. Nice. And then just reverse it wherever it is that you were going. Bring it back a few times. Good. Then from there, I'm going to cross right leg over the left one. So I'm letting the thighs come one over the other and bring my knees towards the chest. If you want to go and hold your shins instead, that can be done absolutely, or your feet. If you're going to your feet, see if you can push the feet into the hands, and you'll feel a little bit more of the activation in the outer hips or IT band or maybe the hamstrings. So we stay there, one breath. Remember, slow breath, water, calm, trying to bring stillness into the nervous system. Maybe not complete stillness, but yes, slow down. And then we release that and we switch left leg over, or the one that you didn't do yet. And we, again, either catch your shins or your knees or your feet. And if the feet are the ones that you got to catch, push them a little bit into your hands. And take there a couple of breaths, finding that rhythm and using the exhale to release and find a little bit of that slowdown or that cessation as we are still on our backs. Good, then slowly release that. Put the feet down on the mat, take a breath. Good, and let's go over to the side. Press up for a moment and take a pillow if you have, or if it's not a pillow, a rolled blanket like a sushi blanket, or what else can it be? A pillow, a blanket, or if you have a bolster, of course, at home, anything that can be more or less like a pillow. And also take your belt or a scarf if you have it, to do some side work, which is also super good for the body. So I'm going to come again onto my pillow on top of the, I'm setting my hip on top of the pillow. I'm starting on my right side, but you can go to any side because I'm not going to, I'm trying to not use right and left so much. So whichever side you are on, you are extending that side over your mat and that pillow, which is right beneath my hip. And I'm letting that underarm be my support for the head. If you need extra padding there with a block for the head or another pillow or a blanket, put it there. My belt, I'm going to use it soon. But first from here, what I'm going to do is to bring the upper arm up and over the head. And with the underhand, I'm going to catch the forearm. And the first thing that I'm going to try and do, first, if you feel that like you are unstable in this shape, it gets better with repetitions. But if you're unstable, bend the under knee so you have better support and stability. If you're okay with the legs extended, now I'm I'm pulling that upper arm, like if I want to take it away from my body, I'm pushing my heels away from the hips. And I can notice how my hips want to go back and push towards the wall behind me. So I'm going to try and bring my glutes towards the front of my pelvis and create more length through the central axis in my body. Once you have that and you're stretching a little bit and you feel that stretch in the upper side, right, the one that is not on the mat, make a fist with your upper hand and then take a few circles with the wrist. So I'm kind of like drawing with my fist a circle one way, and then I'm going the other way. So just a few like that to warm up the wrists and work into those joints. Good, and then releasing that. Good, now from here, I'm going to let go of that upper arm. I'm going to bring both my knees towards my chest. I know that you have the pillow, so they won't go too far, but keep them there. And then see if you can extend the upper leg. And from there, you're going to try and go and catch with your underarm the foot, okay? So if not, belt is there, you catch the foot with the belt and you pull, okay? Or you bend the knee and you keep your leg a little closer. So I'm stretching that upper leg, for me it's my left, but any leg, and pushing to your hand, and the upper arm that it's doing nothing, it's going to do something. So I'm there and I'm going to bring that upper arm up and over to the other side, and you can see how this now became a twist. It's a twist with your pillow underneath, right? But it's going to help you. It's an elevated twist. I'm pushing through my foot into my hand, and I'm trying, if you can, to set my upper hip. I'm trying to send it towards the end of my mat on the other side, right? On the other end. So I'm really trying to stretch that side down and let my left shoulder, or the arm that was aerial, that arm, I'm letting it drop to the floor. Breathe in and out for 2. One more. Good. Then I'm going to return with that upper arm. And before I undo this, the leg that was under, I'm going to bring it also. So now I'm going to have both my legs extended. I know it's a little bit of a challenge because of the pillow, but I'm going to try and keep them extended and bring both my hands towards my toes or the belt to catch the feet, okay? So more or less, you don't have to go extremely far. If you don't get there, you can bend your knees again. I'm trying to just go to my feet, and now I'm going to let myself round. So my head goes in between my arms, and I'm going to breathe in and out here for 2. Push through your heels if you can. Good, and then I'm slowly returning. I'm going to put again my underarm under the head. I'm going to bring both my legs back towards the side like we did in the beginning of the sequence. And now, yes, again, I'm going to bend the upper knee so I can catch my foot with my belt or my scarf or whatever it is that you have there. And this one, I also find that it's super, super good in the body. So we are going to extend, it's called Anantasana. We're going to side, right? We're opening the sides of the legs by pushing through the heel. The underleg can be bent, like I said before. If you're okay here, extend, extend, extend through that upper leg and push the heel. And I promise you that the more we do this, the more it gets easier. So it's okay if you already did this week because it's gonna get better. Good. Now, once you're there, try to squeeze the glutes towards each other and extend both heels away from your body. Take a few breaths. One more. Good. And then slowly bend that upper leg. Release. It feels good. Okay, now if you want, you go onto your back or onto your belly to switch sides. I'm just coming up because I want to face you guys. So I'm going to reset. Okay, so now I'm going to go onto my opposite hip and I'm going to put myself on top of that pillow again. No worries if you need a little time. We have a whole sequence that we are doing on the side. Good, so I'm coming back down onto my side. Once I'm there, either under knee bend or extended, find the place there for you, for the head, and then I'm going to bring upper arm over. I'm going to catch that forearm with my underhand. I'm going to pull there to stretch, almost like if someone is pulling my upper ankle and my upper wrist, they are pulling them apart, and I'm lengthening the sides. Breathe in and out. Try, if you notice that you're kind of like falling over or that you're arching the lower back, it's okay, but see if you can lengthen the sacrum and bring the butt bones towards the front of your pelvis. So we create more length. Good, then make a fist with the upper hand and rotate there, doing some circles. One way and then the other. Good, to oil those wrists a little. Good, then we release that, we come back. Nice, now I'm going to bend my knees towards the chest, even though they are going to be stopped by my pillow. Good, and then I'm going to extend the upper leg, either belt to catch it or the underhand goes there and I'm resting my head down again. Bend the knee if you need to get that leg a little closer or the arm doesn't go so far if you don't have a belt. Push through the heel. We are opening all that line in the back side of the leg, so you may feel it there. And now what I want to do is to try and send that upper hip to the end of my mat on the other side, okay? With the upper arm, I'm going to bring it all the way up and over the aerial arm until I twist. And I'm staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. Relax the face and try to find again the fluidity of the breath, water-like, a river, gentle, moving through the rocks. Find that rhythm for you, okay? It's super, super beneficial in your whole system, physically, emotionally, nervous system. Good. When we return with that arm back towards the beginning, we are going to re-extend the underleg. So now both of them are going to be, it's like if I'm sitting, but I'm like sitting sideways on the floor, right? So I'm going to do that. I know it's a little bit of a challenge to get to the feet, so you can, I'm going to show that second version here. You can lasso your feet and then just use the belt. And from here, I'm just trying to come towards a fold. So I'm going to let my head come in between my arms. And I'm trying to push through my heels and stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. Good. Then slowly returning. Now, yes, I'm going to keep the belt for the last part, and I'm going to re-extend both legs. Now I'm going to extend again the underarm so I can hold my head there or support it. And then I'm going to bend the knee, put the belt onto that foot close to the heel if I can. And then I'm going into this side stretch for the legs and the strength and opening in the hips. So now I'm pushing through both heels. Remember, you can bend the under knee if you need extra stability, and squeeze the glutes towards each other, lengthen through that inside of the leg, both actually. I'm playing a little bit because I've been doing this posture several times already throughout the past weeks. I'm playing a little bit with bringing that leg a little closer, but that's because, like I said, the repetition it's naturally helping that leg stay a little bit more flexible in that sense, okay? So don't push it if it doesn't feel right for you, but you go to the place where you can still have a fluid breath and you can feel that opening, activating organs again and the muscles and joints. Last breath here. Good, and then bend the knee. Let that belt go to the side. Good. Let's keep the support for one more thing. I'm coming now onto my back, so I keep the pillow under the hips or under the sacrum, like when we use the block for the bridge pose as a support. And I'm going to first bend the knees. Then I'm going to hold opposite elbows, send the arms overhead. And if you're okay in your lower back and you want to go a little deeper into a stretch and a back bend, then you extend the legs, push through the heels, lengthen there through the sides, 2 breaths. One more. Good, and then rebend the knees, release the arms. Lift your pelvis just 1 inch or 2 so you can take that support out, and then reset the pelvis down. Good, let's roll over to the side, and we're going to come onto our bellies. So I'm doing all of the sides, it's like a, yeah, all of the sides. Good, now I'm going to keep my toes untucked. I'm extending through the legs, and I'm going to put my hands right in front of me under my forehead. I'm not going to bring the head down so you can hear me better, but you can put the forehead onto the hands. And I want you to just take a few breaths there as you're breathing with the forehead supported, to use the breath to expand and sense the breath going into the belly, into the side of your trunk, into the back also. So breathe a few times and just sense where the breath is expanding as you feel also the belly touching on the mat and doing that movement into your diaphragm as well. So just 2 or 3 like that. Good, and then we are going to create here another short vinyasa-like movement, again with the breath. I'm going to tuck my toes, push my elbows and forearms down, they are wide, I'm staying there, I'm tucking the toes, and I'm inhaling, lifting like the cobra shape. And then with the exhale, I'm untucking the toes and bringing the forehead down. And then again, tuck the toes, inhale, push and lift sternum up, draw the navel in, exhale and fold. 2 more, inhale, tuck the toes, lift, exhale, fold. Last one, tuck the toes, lift, and release. Good. From here, we bring the hands under the shoulders, bend the knees to come towards the tabletop, bend the knees again so you take the child's pose shape, and instead of staying like the regular child's pose, I'm going to put my forearms down. Last thing we do here before going up, it's sliding with my forearms. I'm going to slide forward and arch. And then with the exhale, I'm going to come towards the child's pose and round my back. And then again, inhaling, it's not exactly the child's pose, but it's similar, opening up in that cow-like shape. And then the exhale, like the cat, chin in. 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Good, inhale, and exhale. Good. Let's slowly come up towards a seat. And now that I have you here, let's take a block for a moment, then we'll take the blanket out. Take a block or anything that you can sit on that makes you a little elevated. I'm putting it like second setting, so it's not flat, a little higher. And I'm going to sit in there. Good. And then from here, I'm going to bring my heels as close as I can to my body, right? Or to the block, just for a moment. Good. And oh, wait. I'm going to say, you may need an extra support behind you because you're more elevated, and to touch down, perhaps the hand won't touch down onto the mat, right? So I'm putting a little extra support, like a blanket or something else. Good. Now that I'm here, I'm going to have my right hand, I'm saying what I'm doing, right hand next to my right hip or to the support if it's easier to have a little bit of elevation. Left arm, I'm going to hug my right knee, and I'm going to create a twist. Okay, that's it. Now I'm pressing into my feet, I'm lifting through the spine, roll the shoulders back and down, and once you rest the shoulders, then you bring your chin to the left, and take 2 breaths here. Belly and chest, they are going to the right, but my chin is to the left. Good. Then slowly coming back to center. Second side and last one. So now my left hand will be supported with my bolster or anything behind me or the floor. And then I'm using my right arm. I'm hugging that left knee. I'm trying to lift the spine, belly and chest towards the left. And then the chin goes to the right. Of course, without tension, right? If you feel like it's not feeling good in the neck, you can stay at the center or a little less of that movement, right? Bring the belly in and up and back, and the chin towards the front. Good, then slowly come back. Let's release this, lift yourself up so you can take the props out, but keep the block. If you have a block, keep it with you. We are going to go into downward facing dog, but I'm going to use the block. So look, I'm going to take the block in between my thighs as high as I can. It's a different color so you can see, right? I put it right up there. And now, give me 1 second because my mat moves all the time. Okay, so now from there, I have the block in between, so I'm going to have that block all the time. And then I'm going to slowly go and find my shape for the down dog. I'm going to, like I usually do, I like to pivot my fingertips towards the sides of my mat, just a touch, so I have a little extra space in the chest. Then I'm going to walk myself towards the distance that I need for my regular down dog, and I'm going to push the floor away. And first, I want you to let your lower back do like a little arch. You see how I'm showing it's arching a little? So I'm letting it do that. And I'm letting my chest come towards the legs. So stay there for a moment. Hug the block with the inner thighs. Rest the head and the neck as much as you can. And then from there, let's add the action of drawing the pelvic floor up, the ribs in and down. So instead of letting them pop now, I'm creating more activation, right? Pelvic floor up, ribs in, hips into the center of the pelvis, and again, release the head and the neck. Take another breath. Good, then slowly bring your knees down to the floor so we can take that block out. Good. I want you to try and remember the sensation in between your thighs, right? Like if you're holding the block, and we are going to do the down dog again without the block now, but try to create that action again. Hands down, and we go up, lengthen and hug those inner thighs towards the imaginary block. And then once you find your down dog, lengthen through the inner heels back towards the end of your mat. And also again, we draw the pelvic floor up, the ribs down, and the hips in, okay? Good, keep that, bring your feet towards each other. Good, bend the knees, bring the shins parallel to the floor, push the mat away, and re-extend the legs. One more like that, bend the knees, and re-extend. And then from here, we come towards the plank. and we return to down dog. 2 more the same. Plank pose. When you get to the plank, firm the shoulder blades, lift the belly up, and go back to down dog. And 1 more. Good. In this one, I'm going to take the whole vinyasa. So when you're ready, lower. You can use your knees, of course. Then from there, cobra. And with the exhale, I'm going back, down dog. Okay, let's go from here. Right leg goes up. Right knee comes to the chest. Lift it up, and then bring that right foot forward. Left knee down. Good. Inhale, twist to your right. Shoulders back, open up. Good. Stay like that. Tuck your back toes if they are not, and lift the left knee. If this is too much today, don't. Good. 1 breath here, and I'm going to only do 2 times. The upper arm going back and down and up again. And 1 more. So do 2 of those. Good. And then we reset that right hand down, back to down dog. Nice. Second side. Inhaling, left leg goes up. Left knee to the chest. Lift it up as much as you can. Then put that left foot in between the hands. Right knee goes down for a moment. And we twist to the left. Opening up there. Good. You know what's coming. If you're okay, lift the right knee off the mat. Hips towards the midline. And then that left arm will go back and down for 2. And up again. Good. Take it back down. Back to down dog. Good. And walk the hands towards the feet. Bend the knees a little. Let the lower belly lift into your spine and then drop the torso there. Let the head relax. Good. If you can, with your peace fingers, hold your big toes. My feet are hip distance apart, right? Because I was doing the down dog. And from here, I'm going to let the elbows go to the sides. I'm drawing the belly in and up again and letting the torso drop again over the legs. If you have the ability and it feels okay for you to lift from the inner arches into the inner shins, inner knees, and tighten that inner line of the legs up towards the pelvis, you do that. If there's lower back pain or hammies are tight, don't do it. One more breath. Good, and then slowly bring the hands to the hips, lengthen the spine, come all the way up. Good, and release here. Wow, good. Okay, shake it a little. I'm going to face you. Good. And now I'm going to widen my feet so I take a squat, and we're going to play a little bit with the squat. I'm going to come slowly down. Roll a blanket or put your pillow under the heels if you need. And we stay here for 3 breaths. Good. Now I'm going to add a little trick that it's good for hip flexors and to strengthen and oil and lubricate the joints. So I'm going to lift my elbows off my knees, so I'm not using that. And I'm going to try, this takes like a little bit of practice, so don't worry if it doesn't go too far. I'm going to try and bring one knee down and touch, and then bring it back. And then the other knee, and then back. It becomes fiery, okay? So go easy, because we're creating different rotations for the hips. This is a preview of my hip workshop this weekend. So then go again. One more, side to side. Good, last one. Good, awesome. Bring the elbows in again. Let the hips relax. Super. And then bring your hands behind and sit and extend the legs. Shake them a little. Okay, good. Now I really want to create an inversion in the body. So if you have a wall close by, you can of course use your wall. You can also today use the pillow that we were using or the block instead. We're going to take the legs up. So I'm going to use today my pillow as a support, and I'm going to come towards my back. Then from there, I make sure that my pelvis is supported by the support that I have. Good. And then I'm going to send one leg up and then the other. Good. We are going to stay here for a few moments. Invite your shoulder blades to tuck in, to come behind the heart. Extend through the legs, relax the arms. I'm trying to time it, so stay there, don't panic. And again, try to find that flow of the breath. And invite your eyeballs to drop back to the back of your skull. And the eyelids to soften, the skin in your face to relax. Stay there for a few more breaths. Good. One last breath here. And then slowly bend the knees, bring the feet down. Take a moment there, no rush. Then you lift the pelvis, move that prop to the side, and reset here. Okay, let's put the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Rest a moment here. My hands are coming to my pelvis. Naturally, they went there, but you can bring them to the belly, to the chest. Stay here for a few breaths. Good. One more breath here. Good, and the last thing we'll do slowly with your hands, bring the knees towards each other. And if you have two blocks or support-like blocks, have them with you. So we take the last shape before Shavasana. We are going to try and open a little bit more through the chest and the heart center. So I have both my blocks. One is going to support the back of my chest. I'm doing a medium height to show you the basic height, but you can change that to lower or higher. And then I'm going to use the second block for my head. Today, I chose to put both my blocks in the same height. But if this doesn't feel quite right for you, you can also make the second block, the one for the head, you can make it taller. Okay, and sometimes that feels a little better. Okay, so check how that feels. Today I'm going to keep both in the same place for me. Okay, and then once I have that, if you want to intensify this opener, so not so intense, knees bent, arms to the sides, this is all cool, okay? Notice how you feel. If you want a little more, you can extend the legs, and you can also, like we did in the beginning, bring the hands to the elbows and stretch the arms overhead and stay here for a few breaths. Rest the back of your skull into your support and let the sensations of the lungs, the chest, the breasts expand to the sides to give you more freedom in your breath, and find that space for the breath to flow in this water-like manner. Last cycle. Then if your arms are holding like I was, release that, bend the knees. If you want, you can push yourself up using your arms and elbows. If you prefer to go to the side, you can go to the side. That's it. We are taking Shavasana from here, and I'm going to guide it and I'm going to let you know when we are done. So don't worry about time. If you can stay with me a few extra minutes for the ones practicing with me live, do that. Just come to your rest and find any support that you want to add to the resting posture. And then release everything, coming to rest.